Yo, what are we saying? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to round 3, Australia, Melbourne, Albert Park. Let's go. Practice sessions in the middle of the night. This is what being an F1 fan is all about. These are the ones that you have to savour. You know, it's easy being an F1 fan when the race is at 1 p.m. on a Sunday when you're doing nothing. But it's a bit more difficult to be an F1 fan when you've got a practice session at 2:30 in the morning and another one at 6 a.m. But this is what we love. Australia, Japan, the races that throw up these mad times. You know, you got the hardcore fan base tuning in. So yeah, welcome in. We're going to have the live timings up. Maybe the live GPS if that decides to work today. But yeah, I understand that, you know, I'll be lucky if I get one view. I'll be talking to myself for an hour, but it is what it is. Yes, Gav. That one was just for you, mate. Intro especially for you, that one, Gav. And the millions of viewers out there. No, I thought, why not, you know, start doing intros, innit? Proper intros for each race. Is it lagging? Is the audio like, am I like lagging, or is it just me? But yeah, about to get into FP1 in about 5 minutes time. Hopefully the audio is fine. I feel like I'm lagging a little bit. The laptop's always a bit like, don't fancy going live, mate. What you doing going live? But yeah, no worries, mate. So we're going to see, we're going to get the first hint if Alonso can fight for victory. No, I think with regards to like Mercedes and Ferrari, I don't think the cars are going to be vastly different from the first two races. I think Mercedes are on about completely changing the car at some point during the season. Yeah, Mercedes are going to go for a plan B option. But by then it'd be too late, won't it? By then we will have watched 8 Red Bull 1-2s in a row and it's GG's. Saviour of the season, Fernando Alonso. He is the saviour of 2023, Fernando Alonso. He saves this season. By him getting in the mix, getting in amongst it, like diving down the inside of turn 1 in Jeddah last week. Cat amongst the pigeons, and he's the cat, mate. And Red Bull at the pigeons. But no, we don't want to watch 23 Red Bull 1-2s, do we? So we need Alonso in the mix. We need Mercedes to get their act together. And we need Ferrari. Where Ferrari? You know? Leclerc, I think, has got 6 points in the first 2 races. Like, is this real life right now? Like, I had Leclerc for the champion. I made some mad predictions before the before winter testing. I had Leclerc world champion. My predictions were a bit out there, though, a bit kooky, a bit wonky, but, you know. Never in a million years is Leclerc being champion this year. Yeah, also one of my yeah, it's one of my favourites as well. I always used to, when I was growing up, Australia was always the opening round. And then the oil money arrived and Bahrain said, no, you know what? We want the opening race of the season. Here's the cash. And so they got it. And then Saudi Arabia somehow slipped into the second race of the season. I think when there was first a Saudi Arabian Grand Prix a couple of years ago, it was at the end of the season. They slipped it in before Australia as well. So Australia demoted to round 3. But yeah, it is one of my favourites. It is one race I would love to go to. But definitely be in the top 3 races that I would want to go to. Yeah, Melbourne, Albert Park, Melbourne. Definitely top 3, along with the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. That's bucket list settings. Maybe Suzuka in Japan would be another bucket list one. But yeah, definitely Melbourne, Australia. what a location. I'm not sure about the new layout though. They changed the layout a couple of years ago. I think the last time they did it was last season. They've changed the layout. Not a fan, really. Not a fan. I've preferred the old layout, to be honest. I understand they've tried to make the track quicker, more flowing. Not a fan. I feel like they've taken away overtaking opportunities. And if you make track modifications and take away overtaking opportunities, it's an L for me. That's an L. But yes, welcome in, SHT. How we doing, bro? Welcome to FP1. I don't know if I do FP2. Should I do FP2? Should go to bed for 2.5 hours and wake back up for FP2? There's not many that do that, is there? There ain't many. There ain't many. But shall we do it? Shall we do it? I think I'm off tomorrow. Well, potentially. Oh, might not be. Rock up to work on about 3 hours sleep going, yeah, it's Australian Grand Prix weekend. What are you going to do? But yeah, so maybe do FP2. We'll have a see. I think FP2 is going to be 6 a.m. UK time, I think, because usually FP2 is the same time as the race starts on the Sunday, which is a 6 a.m. race start on the Sunday. On Sunday morning, I'll be live probably from 5:30, 5:40 maybe. Also qualifying tomorrow morning is 6 a.m. as well, I think. So I'll be live at about 1:45, 10:45 for quali tomorrow to watch the Alonso pole position. Yeah, nailed on, mate. Alonso's the saviour this season. I think the Aston comes with, imagine Aston come with upgrades this week, next week. What if Aston could really challenge? It's what we need to say. FIA, absolute bunch of clowns in Jeddah. Oh, the podium, then it wasn't a podium, then it was, then it wasn't, then it was. Oh, what a mess. What a mess that was. I'm glad that he eventually did get given that penalty, but podium, sorry. No, I'm glad he did get given that podium in the end. Oh wait, let's see if the live timings are gonna play ball today. Hopefully they will. Are we gonna see some cars in white? So the session's now underway. I might have to re-up it. Yeah, we'll re-up it. We will refresh the live timings because, as is always the case, a little bit unpredictable, a little bit unreliable is the old live timings. But we'll reboot that. You stay with me, Gav. Are you here for the night, are you, Gav? I don't know what should do because I've stayed up for this session. Get like 2 hours sleep, 2.5 hours sleep, then bang, straight back on it. I mean, I used to do that and not even think about it, but nowadays I'm like, nah, let's do it, innit? FP2. It's only once a year. You got to wake up at stupid o'clock, innit? It's only like 2 weekends a year. This, Japan, China used to be mad hours. China's not even on the calendar. What other race, really? Because Singapore's at night, so that works in Europe. The ones in the US over that side are in the evening, so that's fine. So yeah, it really is just Australia and Japan, where you got to wake up at a daft time. So, is it that bad? Nah, we'll do it, innit, Gav? Aston Martin did bring upgrades this weekend. They're bringing new rear wing and DRS. Oh yeah, this DRS was well too powerful in Jeddah. I think they've got there's 4 DRS zones here this week. Oh, the live timings look like they're decided to wake up, so that's good. Yeah, the GPS ain't going to work. That's just going to be a picture of the track layout. If you don't know the track layout of Australia, there it is. It was meant to be like a live GPS thing, but I'm asking too much from the laptop there. Live timings and live GPS. Might have to buy a PC. Ted in the pit lane. But yeah, I hope Aston can keep up the development race. That, you know. Upgrades on the Red Bull. This is unnecessary domination. Oh, this is unnecessary from Red Bull. Upgrading it. Upgrading the RB19. Because a 1 second a lap advantage is never enough. Oh my God, it's just relentless in it from Red Bull. But yeah, I hope Aston Martin can keep up the development race. I think that's the one aspect I'm a bit worried about. Maybe they'll drop off as the season progresses and Mercedes come on stronger. Ferrari get the game together. Will Aston drop off? I hope they can move forward, you know. Get Lance on the podium. This is the last race. Alpine will be in the full pink livery. Oh, yeah. They're doing 3 races this season. They only did the first 2, didn't they, last year? But I prefer the blue anyway. I don't back this bubblegum pink. Daniel Ricciardo on the Red Bull pit wall. Yeah. Will Daniel Ricciardo get a seat in Formula 1 again? I think it depends what he wants to do, because I don't think he'll ever get a top seat again. So I think the ball is in Daniel Ricciardo's court. If he wants a midfield team, I think he's got a chance, and he should be on the grid this year, really, in a Haas or something. But he didn't want it, so he's on the sidelines. I don't think he'll get back in, to be honest. I don't think he will. If I was to predict it, I'll say Ricciardo doesn't drive in Formula 1 again, goes to a different series and tears it up in America, or... Yeah, but you never know. You never know. Your predictions, Robbie going pole, Perez. How do you mean? You mean Perez for the win? Or Perez for pole on Saturday? How do you mean? Oh, okay. So qualifying prediction is Perez, Verstappen, Alonso, and then race the other way around. Max, Alonso, Perez. Same 3 drivers again on the podium. Yeah. I mean, you could sit here and bet on Verstappen to top every single practice session, get pole at every single race, and for him to win every single race, and you probably end up in profit at the end of the season. I'll tell you that, you know. You could put £1 on Verstappen to top every single session during this season, and he'd probably come out up. Predicting anything else other than Verstappen victory is like you're being a bit silly. But I'm up for being silly. I'll go for... Yeah, I think in terms of making this interesting, we could do with a bit of Red Bull entanglement, really. We could do with a bit of a Red Bull catastrophe. We could do with a Red Bull rivalry boiling over. That's just what the doctor would order, I think. Won't mind Perez to win as long as Max doesn't get away with it. But, you know, Max is the upper hand. Well, this is it, SHT. Max got the upper hand against everyone. That's the problem. You bet a couple of quid on it. Yeah. I was worried. I was honestly, Gav, seriously, I was worried Verstappen was going to win every single race. And obviously that can't happen now with. But I wouldn't be surprised if he wins like, well, we got 23 races. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins 18. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out with 18 wins, 19 wins maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I hope that doesn't happen. I really hope that doesn't happen. I hope Perez can really take the fight to him. I hope Alonso can sneak a win here and there. Mercedes get it together in the second half of the season, and you get Hamilton winning again. It'd be nice to see. It'd be nice to see Leclerc snag a victory, but there's a part of me that's like, mate, Verstappen's going to win every single week from now to the middle of November, so get yourself strapped in. It is the Verstappen era. It is what it is. No, I think, right, back to my prediction. We could do with a Perez back-to-back victory, really, couldn't we? We could do with a Perez back-to-back victory. I think for the long term, that makes it a lot more interesting, because then Perez will start having some belief. And if Perez starts having some belief, he ain't going to move over in Azerbaijan, is he? He's good, and he'll be good at Azerbaijan, you see. If Perez wins here, I haven't thought of this until now. If Perez wins this one, he could notch up 3 in a row. Now I'm dreaming. But I just want some competitive... as Verstappen goes quickest on the soft tyre. First time I've actually talked about the session. I've just been waffling on. But yeah, Verstappen on the soft tyre. A 1:19.3. Stroll went second. Yeah, he's down to 4th now. Max having issues with shifting. I've not got the... You can pay a subscription on f1.com and get team radio messages coming through. That is something I will consider in the future, if the channel doth grow. If the channel doth grow, and if we get viewership, I will buy membership. Oh, and Magnussen is in the gravel on the outside of turn 3, sorry. But he's got away with it. He's back up and running now again. But Kevin Magnussen, the first one to... I was watching Formula 3, or F3, whatever, like 2 hours ago, the practice of F3. Mate, they spin off left, right and centre, those guys. They're reckless in the game. Yeah, Magnussen. Yeah, locked the rear tyres and just went straight on into the gravel on the exit of turn 3. Yeah, I was watching F3 practice. 30 cars in F3, I didn't even know. 30 cars in F3. I think some of the teams have got 3 cars. Like the top teams in F3 run 3 cars, mate. I wonder if everyone's ever got a podium, 1, 2, 3 on the podium. Domination. No, but those guys are Larry. They're in the gravel. The next guy, like, there's someone in the gravel every 2 or 3 minutes. I was like, guys, you need to chill. Oh, look at the moment from Hamilton with a massive understeer, a massive oversteer. Whoa, Lewis. Oh, you very rarely see someone lose the rear end going through turns. It used to be turn 9 and 10. God knows what it is now with this new layout. Oh, my God. Yeah, you do not want a snap of oversteer at like 160, 170 mile an hour there. Oh, that's nuts. We're going to see a slow-mo of this. We're going to see it on board with Lewis Hamilton here. It turns it in. Whoa, mate. You rarely see cars snap like that at that speed. Wow. Mega. Mega. Watched the 2005 season review earlier on. My goodness. Sargent into knife. Yeah, Sargent up to P9. Hamilton third, Stroll. Oh, Russell goes fourth. So it's Red Bull 1-2, Mercedes 3-4, Stroll, Tsunoda top 6. Let's go, Yuki. 46 minutes to go. Yeah, 2005 season review. 2005 was around about when I started watching it properly, really. When Alonso toppled and this is why I've got a bit of a soft spot for Alonso, because when I first started getting into it, Alonso was the main Donny. You know, he was the one that knocked Schumacher off the top. Schumacher had won 5 championships in a row for Ferrari, and then this young Spaniard showed up in the Renault and beat him. So that was yeah. And he's still going now. And that feels like a lifetime ago. But yeah, 2005. This was Raikkonen in the McLaren as well, wasn't it? Fisichella and Alonso, Renault. Yeah, mate. Yeah, good old days, that is. That's the good old days. 05. Renault was shit on back then. Damn right it was. That livery was mint as well, wasn't it? What was it? Team. What was that company? Team Player or something? And they had that the yellow and blue. That was mint. Yeah, Gasly goes P4 in the Alpine. Yeah, thanks. I'm waffling on, SHT. I appreciate you keeping me on track with what's actually going on. I just, mate, when it's a practice session anyway, you know, it's just go on tangents. When it's quali in the race, less so, you know, but concentrate more on what's happening. But yeah, during a practice session, I'll just go off on random F1 tangents. And if someone says to me, 2005 season review, it gets my nostalgia brain going. Perez goes quickest then with 44 minutes to go. Purple final sector. So it's Stroll up there in P3. Hey, jumps up. Let's go. How we doing, mate? Welcome in, bro. Get your bets in for first goal scorer. Who are you having, Jamser? Get your bets in. Verstappen pole. You ain't winning nothing for betting on Verstappen pole. I'm giving you nothing. No points. Gasly. You know the thing. He wants a Gasly. Gasly on a P4. Let's go. Gasly for pole. I tell you what. If Gasly gets pole position tomorrow, I tell you something, mate. It will be the greatest reaction you've ever seen in your life. But yeah, welcome into the stream. Surely going to crack on the practice. Why not, mate? This is it. You know, there's not many sessions that are in the middle of the night. But we're on the other side of the world, so this is how we roll. Albon P5 in the Williams. Let's go. I know, SHT. I'm just noticed now. Verstappen goes quickest. Red Bull are just trading quickest times at the top. But then Albon, he got a point here last year as well, didn't he, Albon, in the Williams? He had some mad strategy where he pitted on the final lap. Is that right? I think he went the entire race on a set of mediums or something. Pitted on the final lap, bang, P10, point, job done. Epic. Alonso on a scruffy lap. Coming up to the final couple of corners then. It is Verstappen and Perez. Mind you, Verstappen on the soft tyre. Why is Max on the soft and everyone else is on the mediums apart from... all the other quick times are set on the medium tyre apart from Verstappen up top on the softs on a 1:19.2. Perez 15,000 of a second off it in second. Stroll, Gasly, Albon, Hamilton, Sainz, Leclerc, Russell, Ocon the top 10. Ocon on hard tyres though, so not bad. Ace the race. Why have they got the words ace the race on the halo? That seems like... This is one of the most cheesiest things I've ever seen in my life. Ace the race, dude. Let's go, dude. I mean, that is, cringe. Sorry, I'm getting behind with the chat. I hope McLaren do better this weekend. Mate, McLaren have been a shambolic organisation. And on the back of last weekend, the McLaren management has imploded. One guy's left, and about 6 other. They got a list of it before. All the team personnel at the top of McLaren have all swapped and changed, and it's full meltdown at McLaren. 19th and 20th in the standings, they are. As Albon goes P4, 119.7. Alexander Albon for the win. Go on, Alex. McLaren need to sort it out. I also saw a post on Facebook that McLaren actually have the most sponsorships out of any of the teams. I can't remember the numbers, but they've got like something like 40 or 50 sponsorship deals. And for example, like Mercedes and Ferrari have like 25, 28, something like that. McLaren got like 40 odd. And they're the worst team on the grid. Mate, these sponsors are going to be pulling out rapid. The 19th and 20th. These sponsorship deals are going to be in the bid. They've gone to an ad break. We've still got the live times and we've still got SHT. Alex going for a super long stint though. I know he pulled off a strategy from the gods, didn't he? You think they'd be shit all season, stay at the back half? Well, McLaren, it's a tricky one, that. Because they started off last season a bit like this, and then they pulled it together and fought for P4. Got beat in the end by Alpine, but they did pick it up, didn't they, last year? And they started off in similarly horrendous fashion. So I'd be surprised if they didn't improve somewhat. But the problem that McLaren have got this year is that you've got a top 4. You've got a top 4. So you've got obviously Red Bull, Aston, Mercedes, and Ferrari. Not necessarily in that order, but you've got those 4 teams. And then you've got everybody else. So there is no like front, midfield and back markers anymore. There's no back markers. So you've just got like a top 4 and the other 6. So if McLaren are at the back of that chunk of 6 teams, it ain't easy. It's not going to be easy for McLaren. I think McLaren are in serious trouble. McLaren are in serious trouble of ending up like P8 in constructors. Like, seriously. Like, I could see everyone bar AlphaTauri everyone bar AlphaTauri and Williams. I mean, would you rather be in the Haas than the McLaren? Probably. I reckon McLaren are in serious danger of being like P8. It's a mess with the budget and the funding and the history, and I just don't get it. I just don't get it at all. Is De Vries gone fit? Well, this is a while ago. There's only about 4 cars out on circuit at the moment. Albon, Alonso, Russell, Piastri, Bottas. It just feels weird having McLaren and Williams at the back. I know. It's crazy because you go back to like the 90s, like around when I was born, like early 90s. McLaren and Williams were the dominant teams. They were the Red Bull and Mercedes of the day. And to see them now at the back, together, fighting for P16. In fact, they were showing a rerun of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And before, I was watching it before this practice session. And like, it was like Norris and Piastri fighting Sargent for 16th. I'm like, watching it on a rerun thinking, yeah, mate, this is bad. Like, Norris has to leave this, surely. Like, Norris has to look at this and go, do you know what? I need to leave. Because what's he going to do? Stay at McLaren another 3-4 years, or what? He's going to find himself 30 years old with a couple of podiums, or what? Or what do you want to do? Mate, I think Norris has got to look at this and go, do you know what? I'll make a few phone calls. I'll get myself out of it. If I'm Norris or Norris's manager, I'm on the phone to Red Bull. I'm saying, do you want Sergio next year? I'm on the phone to Ferrari. Do you want Sainz, really? Is Sainz a world champion? Norris is a world champion. Get him in. You know, I'll be on the phone to Aston. Lance Stroll, really? Lance Stroll? We'll give you... What about Lando? You know what I'm saying? I think he's got to move, man. I think he's got to move, seriously. I think he's got to move. Bring back Ron Dennis. Mate, Ron Dennis be getting on a bit now. He won't be bothered. I tell you what, Ron Dennis, he'd be like when you see Ferguson in the stands at Old Trafford, when like United are getting slapped up 7-0, and you have like Ferguson in the stands just like, what are you doing to my legacy? Like, you wrecking the gaff. I reckon Ron Dennis was watching this at home, having been part of the McLaren glory days, sat watching this, thinking, well, the last decade, to be fair, McLaren have won one race in the last 11 years. Ron Dennis would be looking at this going, nothing to do with me, this. What are you doing? What has gone wrong? Absolute embarrassment, to be fair. Norris on a flying lap. On to turn 3. Yeah. The guy that got out, I can't remember his name. Likes to be on camera himself. What? The guy, Zach Brown. Do you know, it's weird. I thought Zach Brown was a team principal. He's not. Well, what is he? Does he own McLaren? See, I would have got that wrong in a quiz question. Who's McLaren team principal? I would have said Zach Brown. I would have been wrong. It was Andres Seidel, and now has been replaced by Andreas Stella. Andreas to Andres. Yeah, Zach Brown is what? The owner? Surely not. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, I'm not sure about Zach Brown, really. But then again, I've never been big on McLaren, to be fair. Russell now out on softs. Yeah, so we've got Verstappen, Russell, Piastri on the soft tyre. Everyone else in the top 8 on mediums, apart from Alonso on the hards in P5. It's weird because you've got Verstappen on an 18.7 on softs, Perez half a second off on mediums, and then another half a second to P3 and P4. Onboard replay, George Russell. Yeah, I think he tried to launch it in. With him changing the layout, I don't know the flipping turn numbers anymore because they've deleted a couple of corners. Because that had been turn 7, but now is that still turn 7? Maybe. But yeah, Russell going a bit too hot into there. I'm not a fan of these layout changes, to be honest. If Perez stays at the end of the season, where does Lando go, though? Ferrari? Aston Martin? Anywhere? No, I think they're... I don't know. I think it may be... The thing is, Red Bull will be happy with Perez. They won't be looking for a replacement for Perez, will they? Unless there's some massive public fallout between Verstappen and Perez this season. You know, if it really goes like Hamilton-Rosberg, where it's like they start crashing into each other, which I would like to see from an entertainment standpoint. If Perez can get under Verstappen's skin and start winding him up, I'd love to see it. But I don't know. Would Ferrari go Leclerc Norris? What if Sainz doesn't perform this season? Would Ferrari then fancy a Leclerc Norris lineup? That's a very strong lineup, that. But then where does that leave Carlos Sainz? Carlos Sainz is decent, you know. I don't know, man. I don't know the solution. I just know that if I'm in Lando Norris's shoes, I'm thinking I need to get out of there. This ain't it. If I'm in Lando Norris's shoes, I'm looking at this, I'm going, this ain't it, and I ain't going to be young forever. Because he'd be like, what, 20, 24? Norris, 23, 24? He might be 25, I don't know. But he ain't going to be young forever. He's going to find himself 30 years old and having a couple of podiums in the bag. You know, I don't know, mate. Because McLaren were much better off when Norris first joined. They've gone backwards ever since Norris arrived in F1. Everyone's coming out on the soft tyres now. Leclerc and Sainz have gone to P3 and P4. Piastri up to 7th as well on the soft tyres. We know Aston is not going to get rid of Lance when Lawrence... Well, I know, that's it, SHT. That's the thing. Unless it was embarrassing, which it's not, is it? Lance is like I said in a lot of streams, like I reckon Lance is decent. You know, whoa. Perez loses the rear end in turn 3. That was a proper power slide drift into the gravel from Perez there. It's weird that the commentary on Sky is about 2 seconds ahead of the pictures, which kind of spoils it a little bit because they're going, ooh, before you've seen it on screen, which is a little bit, they need to sync that up properly. Because they're all going, ooh, and I'm going, what? And then it happens. I'm like, yeah, your commentary's out of sync. Unless I'm out of sync. I don't know. Yes, time for the soft runs, definite. What were we saying? Oh, yeah, Lawrence. Yeah, well, this is it, about Lance Stroll. Yeah, I think the only way they get rid of Lance Stroll is if it just gets embarrassing, and the other big donnies at Aston Martin say like, "Yeah, this is getting embarrassing. This is look at the traffic. This is crazy." I mean, lucky someone didn't wrap it up then. Actually, well, and meanwhile, Sonoda's on the grass. Whoa, go on, he's donut on the grass. Go on, Yuki lad. Yuki spins it round and back, going again. There's Yuki. Yuki spun on the exit of turn one. It's unusual. Yeah, Yuki's. We need to see a replay of what's happened to Tsunoda, but it's all kicking off. But yeah, I think Stroll's safe as long as he's not embarrassingly bad. Yeah, so Stroll's because it would get to a point where it's like, don't. Whoa, he's bounced across. He's lucky, so lucky not to hit anything. Yuki Tsunoda. He's gone bouncing over the gravel backwards. Oh, it's good one for the photographers. This. Wow. Big off from Yuki Tsunoda, bouncing over the gravel. Wow, the suspension. Damn. Yeah, fantastic one for the cameraman. And incredible that he's kept out of the wall. But the car would be so scuffed up. And that moment as well with Lewis and was it De Vries? Wow, no, that's a bad one from I think Nick De Vries. Or was it Yuki limping back to the pits? Wow. Yeah, Yuki's car will go in the pits and they'll have to maybe put a new floor on that because that'll be scuffed to hell bouncing over the gravel like that backwards. But yeah, I've been sidetracked. Apologies. He won't get Aston Martin, he won't get Ferrari unless they do the unthinkable and sack Carlos. Yeah, won't get rid of Shot, yeah. The thing is, no one's irreplaceable. Like, no one's. If you don't perform, GG's, mate, your loyalties runs out rapid. You know, as. Whoa, big moment as well for Magnussen goes wide. And that's what the F3 guys were doing a lot of, going wide there through the rapid turn 9, turn 10 complex. And just running wide, all the car over the curb and into the gravel. And the guys in F3 were doing that for fun. And yeah, they're just sending it into 9. That'd be a fantastic place to watch Formula One. On the outside of turn 9 there as they turn in, mate. That would be one of the best places in the world to watch Formula One, that. As they just come launching in. Wow. It is the best corner on the track. Yeah, Alonso up to third. But yeah, I don't know if Carlos. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going to happen with Lando Norris. I don't know. I mean, Alonso's not going to stay forever. Lewis ain't going to stay forever. I think eventually Norris will get a top seat, won't he? You know, one way or another. Lando Norris will probably end up in a competitive car at some point, won't he? You know, they've red flagged the session. Yeah, it'd be debris on the track. Yeah, Alonso got his lap in, half a second off the pace in P3. Verstappen set that lap time in the first half of the session, the 18.7. But yeah, with 23 minutes to go, it's red flag, probably for a couple of incidents that brought gravel onto the circuit. We've had the Sonoda off and the Magnussen off, which, yeah, they probably just need to sweep up the circuit a bit. Yeah, red flag out. Cheers, Herb Green. Are you Justin? Are you Justin on? And you've changed your online identity. Whoa. Yeah. I thought so. But yeah, welcome to the stream, bro. It's red flagged at the minute, and we're seeing some like near misses of people. Some drama going on. Yeah, big traffic jam in turn 9, turn 10, and in 2 or 3 of the drivers nearly had big accidents there. What about Lando going to replace Bottas or Zhou for Audi? Yeah, that's a legitimate. Yeah, I reckon that's a legitimate option, to be honest. Yeah, I back that as a plan. So Norris might have to cling on to McLaren for another season or 2. I think eventually he's got to jump ship. You might be waiting another 20 years for McLaren win a championship. I don't know. I just don't feel like they're capable of competing at the top. It's just been... But yeah, I see that as a genuine option. Yeah, go into what will become Audi. I reckon that's not a bad move, you know. It was due to circuit GPS system, was it? Where'd you getting this inside information from? And why aren't you doing the stream on this instead of me? You got more information than me. Nah, I appreciate you keeping me updated, mate. Yeah, I would have thought it would be for debris on the circuit with Sonoda going off and probably dragging some gravel on the circuit, and also Kevin Magnussen going off on the exit of turn 10 and causing some debris. But I'll believe you. I'll trust you. FIA computer failure. I remember that happening once in 2009. I can't remember which circuit. And they didn't know the lap times in qualifying because of a computer failure. That's going back. I'm thinking like 2009 Hungary or something like that. Computer failure. They didn't have the lap times on the screen. Nobody knew who got pole position. No, that's mad settings. Oh my god, SHT. You can't be doing that. No, of course you can, innit? Another live watch along. How dare you? No, you have told me before, actually. Have you like a few open at the same time? I bet he doesn't waffle on like me, though, whoever it is. I bet he's got more watching, though. NASCAR is trying to get more road race fans out of more road circuits. Oh, I've noticed that, you know. It was weird, isn't it? Yeah, NASCAR on like... What did I see the other week? It was in NASCAR at Circuit of Americas. It's a weird one. I don't know. I don't know what I think about that. Not really designed for that. It's like banging an F1 car on an oval. It could do it, but like... it's not really it's not really for that. But yeah, NASCAR's on the road circuits. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't affect my life. To be fair, I don't watch it either way. I did have a phase of watching NASCAR back when Brad Keselowski in like 2012. But what are we seeing? What are we seeing from this? Are they going to get this back up and running? What's the scenario here? We're seeing lots of replays of naming Alfa Romeo sponsored by Kick.com, mate. And why is Zhou Guan Yu having to go as if Kick sponsor Alfa Romeo? What is this? What is this world? They're watching a couple of Sonoma. Good. Is it good? Is Raikkonen in it? Or is he just like a one-off? Or is he doing it? Do you know what I mean? Is he doing the season Kimi Raikkonen, or is he just one race? I think it's just one race. So, I'm just going to listen to Ted Kravitz a sec. But yeah, also, Robert, 2005 season review. Oh, it is a satellite thing. So it is a GPS problem, like you said. Yeah, Verstappen hasn't won it. He's had one podium, they said, in 2019, which is surprising to me. Yeah, watching the 2005 season review earlier. Do you remember the big disappointment of that season? Indianapolis, the tyre thing, when only 4 cars started. That was 05, wasn't it? Some tyre row. I can't remember exactly why. I don't remember if it was this. Yeah, Michelin controversy, yeah. And only 4 cars did the race. Before I was mega into that. I do know about it, but... oh, right, the session's back underway. Yes. Oh, it was a 6! It was a 6 in it. 6 cars? Ridiculous. Yeah, Ferraris, Jordans and Minardis. Let's have a race, the 6 of us. What a mess. Right. We've got 4 Formula winners here. Albert Park in this grid. Save Mark 350 in 2012 was great. You know more than me about NASCAR. Alonso, Hamilton, Bottas, Leclerc. Yeah. Yeah, they're the 4 drivers that have won it. Verstappen's not won it. Yeah, that's it. 6 cars. 2 back markers managed to get points. No, what the hell? Yeah, that's ridiculous, that, isn't it? I remember one race here where only 11 finished. I think it's like 2010. I think we only had 11 finishes. There 9 DNFs on a wet Melbourne afternoon 13 years ago. And Jenson Button in the McLaren was P11 and was the only driver that didn't get a point that day. Fact. Oh, it could have been 2012. It could have been 2012. Oh, no. Are you right? Was it 15? Oh, 10 was the one where he went on slicks and slid off. Oh, yeah, you might be right. Might be 15. Yeah, 12 minutes to go. So they've got the GPS back working. I've not got my GPS back working. In fact, should we try and click something? What's he clicked? What's he clicked? What's he clicked? No, I can't do it. Is that working? No, wait, because I've got to get that up on the screen, and in which case, yeah, it's either one or the other. You see, I can either have that working or that working. I can't have both. It's just not. It's just not in the realms of possibility right now. Oh, I wonder if I could. Nah, this ain't gonna work. Oh, it is gonna work. We'll have it like that. Oh yeah, the car's going round now, don't we? Yeah, upgrade. Can't see it, like it's too small, like. I suppose I could just not be it and just have that full screen. Probably get more viewers, you know what I mean? No, but that's not what the stream's about. There's other streams where you just go and just see dots going around a circuit. I'm not about that. I'm about the discussion with the viewers. Remember when Maldonado spun off and crashed his lap one of his Lotus? Nah, that. Oh yeah, you're right, man. I remember Maldonado crashing his Williams in like the final few laps, chasing Alonso for like a podium. I mean, he binned it. Maldonado wasn't that bad, was he? I reckon he was quick on his day, Maldonado. It was just never his day, was it? No, I reckon he was pretty quick on his day. Oh, Pastor Maldonado, he was just a little bit crashy, wasn't he? Just a little bit crashy. That was fine. Did you hear PS3? Yes, and he was a grid kid for Kvyat, and Kvyat didn't even make it to the start of the race. He broke down the formation lap. Brutal. So he said, "Oh, I hope we have better luck than that." Yeah. So get in. From grid kid, that's like from ball boy to player. You know, from grid kid to driver. Maldonado is a fast driver. He was an error. He was so error prone, man. It was almost, it was funny, wasn't it? Like spin off and hit the wall for no reason, like at slow speed. Like I remember him like crashing in China for absolutely no discernible reason, and also in Spa as well, just like on a random like at the beginning of a practice session, you just go out and smash it into the wall, and you're like, "Are you for real?" Like Maldonado was nuts. He was fame though, wasn't he? He was like, he got famous through it though. People still talk about him now. Maldonado won the Spanish Grand Prix. Amazing. Yeah, and then it was the Williams, and then he saved his. He had to save his nephew or cousin from the fire hours later. Like what? Yeah, that was epic. That when Maldonado won the Spanish Grand Prix, beat Alonso at home. That was nuts. It's probably one of the races of the decade. Well, certainly one of the most crazy results of all time. It's got to be. If they did like a top 10 odd results in Formula One, Maldonado winning the 2012 Spanish Grand Prix is top 3. Up there with like Marcus Winkelhock leading the German Grand Prix in 07. Do you know what I mean? It's just nuts. They slam into Hamilton. Oh no, Valencia 2012. That's when I was big time Hamilton fan as well. I were raging up that one. When Maldonado put him in the wall like a lap or two to go. Mate, I was flipping. I was smashing up the gaff. Oh, there's a Red Bull spun. Whoa. Verstappen spun. Where's that? Turn 4. In between 4 and 5. Verstappen spun. 6 minutes to go before the end of the session. Yellow flags are out. He's managed to get going again, but the cracks begin to show. Sergio Perez puts on the pressure. Max Verstappen, FP1, makes a mistake. Here we go. So we see a replay now. So turn 3 into turn 4. Oh, he just planted the throttle on the exit of turn 4 and just spun it. He just gunned the throttle. He was just too ambitious with the throttle. He just gave it full beans. The car wasn't quite straightened up. He's given it full beans. It just went right round. He's pulled a 180. Spin around on his own in Bahrain 20. Well, this is it. He was nuts, mate. Maldonado. How long did he get in F1? Like 5-6 years. How did he wangle a 6-year career out of this? The amount of money he must have cost the teams in like front wings and stuff. It's just ridiculous. But you gotta love it. We have Verstappen spun here in 2018. I don't really remember that, being honest. 2018. Oh, there's a Williams stopped. There's a Williams pulled off to the side. Logan Sargent. He's on the exit of... so Logan Sargent is out of the session. 4 minutes to go. He's pulled off to the side. He's on the grass. The exit of turn 12. Red flag. I don't think they're going to restart it now. Red flag. Hamilton only 4 attempts off. So it's going to end up Verstappen, Hamilton, Perez, Alonso. Leclerc, Sainz, so Ferrari 5th and 6th. Norris P7, 7 tenths off the pace. Not too bad. Gasly 8th, Russell 9th, Stroll P10. Yeah, I doubt the session's going to restart now. A Sargent hit the wall. No, the just lost the engine. And I'm ready for bed. Should we do FP2? FP2 is going to be difficult, though. Should we wrap it up? I better schedule it now. Schedule. I better do the thumbnail and that now, and it might as well, innit? Yeah, session won't be resumed, so that's the finishing order right there. Verstappen on an 18.7. Hamilton half a second off it in P2 in the Mercedes, which isn't a bad showing, really. For Hamilton to be... mind you, Perez did not get... I assume Perez didn't get a clean lap on the soft tyres then, because his quickest lap in P3 is on the mediums. Alonso P4. I'll tell you what, it's close between... Verstappen's in a league of his own on an 18.7, but then the gap between Hamilton in second and Leclerc in fifth is virtually nothing. So yeah, Verstappen, Hamilton, Perez, Alonso, Leclerc, Sainz, Norris, Gasly, Russell, Stroll, top 10. Not bad from Norris up there in P7. And then we've got P11, Albon, Piastri, Hulkenberg, De Vries, Sargent, Ocon, Tsunoda, Bottas, Zhou, Magnussen. No good session for the Alfa Romeos, down in 18th and 19th. Not bad Pierre Gasly up there in P8. What's Ocon doing 16th? I don't know. Stroll and Albon on the mediums. Albon P11 on the mediums. Not bad, is it? The turbo has failed. Lando's pace does look good, Anish. Yeah, man. You know, P7, 7 tenths off the pace. It's not the, it's looking better than Bahrain and Saudi Arabia. So, yeah, I guess, why not? Let's do FP2 in a couple of hours. You don't want to... I potentially got work, Gav, but not until 2 p.m. So... let's do it. I mean, who doesn't want a bit of an F1 convo at 5 o'clock in the morning? No, I think it's 6. 6 till 7. Should we do it? I think it's 6. Yeah, join me 10 to 6 then, UK time. 5P2. I'll get it scheduled now and then go to bed for 2 hours. I'm nuts for it, but it is what it is, isn't it? Logan just can't catch a break. Oh, Sargent, reliability issues. Can the pace of McLaren continue for the weekend? Yeah, it's only FP1, isn't it? People turn the engines up and they might sink back down to the bottom half, but I'll tell you what, it's an incident-filled session, that. And they're talking about reducing the amount of practice sessions as well, which I think is a good idea. I don't think they need 3 practice sessions. I think 2's enough. I think you could put the qualifying on a Friday afternoon, maybe. Do a practice session and then quali. And then on a Saturday, a practice session and a sprint race. I don't know. I don't really back sprint races. I don't know. I don't know how they do the format, but they don't need to do 3 practice sessions. Yeah, race starts 6 a.m. on Sunday. Obviously, I'll be live for that, probably about 5:30. Quali tomorrow, I'll be live about 5:45, something like that, for 6 a.m. start. And I should be back for FP2 as well in a couple of hours. But yeah, cheers, guys. And anyone who missed the intro, you'll see it again if you tune in for FP2 or Quali or the race, because intros are going, mate. The intros have stepped it up, lad. Or rewatch the start of the stream. Trust me, it's worth watching. But yeah, guys, I will... Whoa, what have I done there? Yeah. No, I appreciate everyone that's tuned in. Obviously, it's crazy times if you stayed up in the UK or whatever. But I appreciate everyone tuning in. Please do drop me a like. subscribe if you haven't, because if you're into Formula One, this is the place to be. I do as many sessions as I can. Pretty much every single qualifying session, definitely every single race. And some practice sessions in the middle of the night as well, so why not get yourself subscribed? But yeah, I'll be back in a few hours for FP2, because why not? Live for a penny, you know what I mean? Live for a penny, live for a pound. In for a penny, in for a pound. I'm tired, I've got to bed. Sergeant's still out on circuit. Rescue the car, guys. Why is Sergeant still out there? But yeah, right, I've got to go. I'll be back for EP2 in a bit. See you later. Hit the like button, guys. Like it. You liked it, didn't you? You liked it. We all had fun. We all good fun.